My people, what that they say shall never end. According to what we are hearing, allegedly they said Ebony and Adetutu, they turned the palace upside down. Hmm. And this is coming because Ebony wanted to slap Adetutu from what we are hearing. Why they said Adetutu hang her hand in the air, telling her never to try that nonsense again, that she is not the jewel that they do anyhow to, and she will just ignore them. That if Ebony tries any nonsense with her, that she is going to make that palace unbearable and very hot for Ebony. And from what we are hearing, they said the reason for all of this fight is because of Ebony's journey to Zibabalawo or Mamalawo, I don't know. But according to what we heard, they said, you know that right now, Ebony and the king are falling out. Before that birthday, Ebony was in charge. They said the kind of closeness between her and the king was questionable, because we all know that Ebony have committed a lot, even to the point that the king removed immunity from her and was planning on doing a tuwase, but her family keep intervening. So, because of all of this, people was surprised to see Ebony and the king, the way they were close during that period of birthday. And during that period, the king, they said, allegedly failed the jewel because all their arrangements to be together, the king did not do it. So, and Ebony was so happy, and that was when they started setting up issue, making it look like the jewel was cheating on the king with that pastor and pastor what David and all of that. But they did not know that at some point the king noticed what they are doing and was playing along, making them believe that he is still angry with the jewel and all of that. But as at then, the king can find out that these people just cook up some stories just to make the jewel look bad and all of that. So, according to what we're hearing, after that, the king find out everything and was so angry with Ebony, even to the point of telling Ebony that she is nothing compared to the jewel, that she will have to leave the palace and never come back until he says so, you know. And at some point, Ebony was saying that due to the fact that she is being humiliated in this marriage, every time the king will tell her how better the jewel is more than her and everything, that she's going to leave the marriage for them. And I say, now, wow, what are you waiting for? After all, the marriage was meant for the two of them until you carry your matter enter, you know. So when she said she was leaving, she said she's not going to leave empty-handed, that she needed a compensation and all of that. And that was how they say she started demanding for £500,000, a house in UK, and part of Ojaja Mall and all of that. But the king told her that you are just dreaming. You are a daydreamer, that you're not getting anything from him, that these are all your imagination and all of that. So Ebony was so angry. And at some point, she was confused. How did everything turn out against her again? That she thought things were moving well in her favor and all of that. That was how they said Ebony set out on a journey. They said she left her son with her sister. She set out on a journey. After a day, she came back. And when she came back, she said Adetutu was in the palace, because some people have been saying that the king and Adetutu are planning marriage. I don't know how true it is, but that is what we are hearing. So they said Ebony came and met Adetutu in the palace. Then she was so mad at Adetutu, to the point of going to confront her, because according to her, she claims that where she went to, that that the queen, that is the jewel, was using Adetutu to turn the king's heart against her. And that was how she said that Adetutu spread something in the palace, some juju like that, that Adetutu spread it on the palace just to turn the king's heart against her. And that is why the king is acting the way he is acting right now. So that was how they say she raised her hands to slap Adetutu, and that is how Adetutu hold her hands and push her back, warning her never to try that nonsense with her again, that she can do it with another person and go scot-free, especially the jewel. But if she ever tries such nonsense with her, that she is going to show her the other side of her. And if she think that she is barbaric, she knows how to do juju and all of that, that she should get ready for her. It was Adetutu, they said that revealed that that journey that Ebony set out on, that she have gone to visit a native doctor, allegedly, so that, and that is where they told her that they spread something, that they did not spread anything. That the fact remains that they have seen that spiritually they cannot do anything to the jewel again, due to the fact that immunity have been removed from them, and anything they try out now will backfire. They have decided to use setup and lying against her to see if they will confuse the king and bring confusion between the king and the jewel. But they failed, and right now she's looking for who to blame for the king, especially when the king have find out what she have been doing and all of that. So they said Ebony and Adetutu, they gave themselves serious woto woto. While Ebony was telling Adetutu that, do you think the king will marry you? That the king is not going to marry you, no matter what. He can do anything. But right now, we all know that the king trusts Adetutu more than Ebony, especially ever since her lies have been exposed by the same Adetutu and all of that. And the question is, if the king is still love Ebony and wants her to be doing those stuff and all of that, why did he employ Adetutu? Why? It's because he doesn't need Ebony's services again. But they said Ebony is still doing some of those things, oh, even without anybody appreciating her for it. She was just doing it to stay relevant and all of that. But Adetutu told her that she can try any nonsense with anybody. But if she comes to her, that she is going to show her serious pepper, that she will not even come out of it. So they said it was a very big fight between Adetutu and Ebony in the palace over this issue. But my own take is that Ebony thinks that she can bring confusion by lying against the jewel with the jewel's cousin, you know. But at the end of the day, her plans failed. Instead of her to accept that, oh, it has failed, she is trying to blame someone for it by saying that the jewel is using Adetutu to bring so much confusion in the palace, you know, by making the king by turning the king against her. But I believe that the reason the king was the way he was to Ebony is because he find out that Ebony was working with the jewel's uncle daughter to tarnish the image of the uncle and all of that. So, and her problem is that she can never accept her mistake. She can never acknowledge that this is my fault and all of that. No, she always wants another person to take responsibility for her actions. And that is why she's saying addicted to this, addicted to that. And they said addicted to warn her seriously that if you think you are relevant here, that you are not relevant at all. That is what we are hearing, if the information is true. Like I will always tell you, these are all alleged, unverified information making rounds on social media and shouldn't be seen as fact unless you verify them, okay? Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Love you.